Hello there, and welcome to another episode of What Do You Call It podcast. I'm your host, GB. Today's guest is a singer, songwriter, podcaster who has amassed over 10,000 monthly subscribers on Spotify. And that's just a month, and millions of streams on Spotify, which is amazing. Please welcome Jessica Hart. Jessica, how you doing today? You all good?
I'm good. I'm good. I mean, it's hard to believe it's only Tuesday. I feel like the week should be already over, but it's good. It's good.
I feel the same, honestly. I just realized it was Tuesday earlier. I was like, fuck. Like, but we get to forget it's Tuesday, have a little chit chat and break the ice. And what I'm going to talk about is you performing in London. So I'm just
Yeah.
outside of London in Essex. Whoop, whoop. So tell me about your trip to London and England and just your overall experience in the UK.
We were there for 3 nights.
Yep.
So it takes about 9 hours to get there. So it was just a quick weekend trip to London from Canada. I don't know why we thought this was a good idea, but it was like a vacation. Me and my husband also does music. So we perform a lot together. He produces a lot of my songs. So it was a nice couples retreat to London. Well, and we also got to perform one night at a club. So that was fun. It was great. I loved the variety of bars there.
Yeah.
We went to like a ball pit one, and then there was one that was like clown themed. Like I don't know, like every place had its own vibe, which was really really cool.
What's the audience like? The English crowd that you performed in
There
front of?
was older people there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like I like normally here it's like a lot of the college kids if you perform around here, but there was like older people there that were out, vibing, and I was like, "Oh, yay, I don't feel like I'm the oldest person in the room."
No, no, wicked, wicked. Also, did you pick up on any slang when you was over here? Like mate, obviously we say that like religiously.
Uh, Twat.
What? Never ever heard it pronounced like that, but I might have to use that just as a code. Well,
I don't
twat.
know how it's pronounced. I just read it. At the
Twat.
ball pit bar, it literally said, "Don't be a twat" on the wall. And I was like, "Oh, there you go."
I love that. What? But yeah, twats. It's still quite common, but it's very old fashioned that one. You know, if you want to insult someone over here, it's still not a polite thing to say. But there's many worse ones, like see you next Tuesday. That one I don't say
Yeah.
in this podcast. That, ew, I
Yeah.
think you.
That's a rough one over here as well. So,
Oh God, yeah, that's a pretty strong word for me. Was it your first time in London, by the way?
yes, it was
Oh,
my
nice.
first time out of North America.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to perform, and then obviously you have a good time with your other half and experience it. Would you come back here not just to perform, but just a city break? Would you do that?
Yeah, I would definitely. I love traveling like whenever I can. Like we have two kids, which makes it a whole other logistical mess, but
Yeah.
whenever I can travel, like I'll go anywhere. Just get me a plane ticket.
Nice, nice. But I'm glad you had a good time here. Picked up some slang, twat, and you got to perform as well. And with an older crowd, I do find the younger generation, not going to feel my age, but I don't know what it is. I do find a lot of them want to stay in now and just
Yeah.
drink there and not really interact as much. Maybe social media, but I don't know. I'm just going to be like, back in my day, we used to go out.
Yeah, I feel like part of it is also like with like the quarantines and stuff in their
Yeah.
younger age, they just like were isolated for a little bit during what is normally when you're like learning how to socialize. So
Yeah, that's a good
they're all
point.
just a little behind. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. Going to rewind the clocks. Jessica, I want to find out what inspired you to pursue a career in music in the first place.
Well, I grew up not with a lot of money, which means all the music I used to listen to as a child was my parents' CDs. Um, so but I always was like into I don't know what it is. I like to move my body. I like to dance, like the rhythm and that kind of thing. And then at age 11, I started with guitar. I was very theatrical. I loved musical theater,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So a little Broadway-esque. But it wasn't until I was about 23, 24, and I met my now husband, and he was living in his parents' basement making music. And I was like, oh, this guy's gonna make it, you know?
Yeah.
And he did really well online for himself. But at the time, obviously, he was just throwing spaghetti at the wall, seeing what sticks. And he's like, I need a female singer. Me, I was
I
like,
like
oh, I
that
haven't.
saying. I've not heard like that before. I've heard like,
Oh,
throw shit against the wall, but
no, throw spaghetti against the wall,
yeah,
you
no, I
know?
like that.
See what sticks. Yeah, and he asked me to sing on a track, and I was all like, I'm not a sing. I haven't sang in years, not since high school. But I did, and that song, A Different You, is almost at 10 million streams today. And then it just kind of we just started writing together and working on just trying different things out together. So not every one of my songs is even like the same kind of genre or vibe because I feel like I'm still like exploring what I want to make.
Oh yeah, you can certainly discover like a music genre, musical talent, like on a daily basis almost. There's so much
Yeah.
out there. I just want to go back to something you said. It was to do with the music that you was listening to, that your parents listened to, sort of
Mm.
influenced by that. What kind of music were they listening to? I've got to ask.
Okay. So my parents divorced when I was like a year old. So it was like two separate, completely
Oh
different
wow, yeah.
households. So my mom was country, lots of Shania Twain, Sheryl Crow, like that kind of stuff, Dixie Chicks, like that was her vibe. So I listened to all of
I actually
that.
don't mind some of that music. Like Shania Twain, that don't impress me much. Was like I was obsessed with it as a kid.
Oh, so was I. And then my dad, he was the punk head. So I listened to a lot of Ramones and Dropkick Murphys and other things
Oh,
like
yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins and all that other stuff back there. So Bush, like we're listening to all that stuff. So I was just two different worlds, man.
Do you and your husband have different music tastes, as you just mentioned about your parents? Do you two find maybe even clashing almost over different musics that you're both into, or you kind of very similar?
I find that's actually a really great question because I find like a lot of the oldies we listen to are very similar in taste.
Hmm.
But a lot of the newer stuff we listen to is very different. He because he produces music, I feel like he listens for more of the production. He'll listen to a song just because he likes the drums, you know?
Yeah.
Like me on the other hand, I'm very like lyrical. I really love the lyrics, so I listen to a lot of like folk. So, yeah.
No, fair enough. That's very different. I don't actually realize as a sort of producer that you would actually look out for not just, oh, this is very catchy, or it's a very good song, this is gonna go number one. Like you're just elements of it as opposed
Yeah,
to the entire song.
it's weird. It's weird. The way he listens to music is completely different, I feel, than the way I listen to music.
But it helps you produce the music that you have because he's
Hmm.
got a good ear.
Yeah, oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna say good eye then, but you know what I mean. But no, that's cool. That's cool. What do you consider to be your greatest strengths as a musician, forward slash singer?
I would say the lyrics mainly. I used to love just like writing in general, and I do speak a lot. I do a lot of like speaking things since I was a teenager, speeches and whatnot. And I just feel like having a wide vocabulary really opens up to like what sorts of metaphors and stuff you can write in a lyric.
Mhm.
Um, and just like with my husband, like his is definitely music production, and he struggles with lyrics, and so he worries that they might sound too simple or too, so it's kind of like a very music and lyrics kind of mashup,
Yeah.
which is I feel like why we work so well together.
No, that's good. That's good. What I do actually want to do is go back a little bit and find out about your first few gigs that you did, like the
Okay.
first few concerts, because I think it's fun to you learn from it, and obviously you've continued it and you've had success from it. But I want to know about just before the success, behind the music, and just find out the first few gigs you did. How nervous were you? Did you invite your friends or your family? How many people were there? Just tell me some earlier memories, even some funny stories.
Yeah, it was I was very very nervous. Cuz I was like I haven't performed in years. Like I'm a mom, like this is my first time like performing as with having a child, like as a
Yeah.
mom performing, which is like a weird thing to like I'm like, "Oh, now I'm so old and I'm like 25." Like so it was just like at the time I was all over the place, but because my husband produces, like he's up there behind me with the DJ set. So it was
Yeah.
like I had like a little like safety net.
Oh yeah, probably made you a bit more comfortable, definitely.
Yeah, and a lot of people were there to see him and they had heard my song, but they didn't realize because my first song was released under him. It was featuring me. It wasn't until after that started doing well that we started even my own solo project. So a lot of people were there to see him, didn't even realize we were like together or anything like that. So once they were like hearing it, they're like, "Oh, I know this song." And I was
Yeah.
like, it was weird watching people sing along. Like I feel like that was like the jarring part. Like I'm singing the song, but so are they
Oh
in
yeah,
the
yeah, definitely.
audience
Did it not throw you off
watching
sometimes as
me.
well? You're like, oh shit. Oh no, so I've got to sing as well.
Yeah, like I was just like,
But
oh
you
my
can't
gosh,
stop.
like they know the words. Like what is
Yeah.
that? I barely know. I wrote like I don't know. Like that's crazy. And so it was like once I real like it almost like made me like more comfortable. Almost like I'm doing karaoke to my own stuff.
Yeah.
Like and they're all singing along because they know the words with me is kind of how it felt because I do karaoke a lot. So
I've
it
got to
was
touch on the
nice.
karaoke a little bit. Just I've got into it properly the last 2 years, and I mean I've
Mm,
got my songs. I've never recorded them on the podcast before myself, but Journey,
yeah.
Don't Stop Believing, and Johnny Cash Hurt. I'm not going to do it on here because obviously I need the songs, but I need like the instrumental release. It's just I don't know why when I've
Classic.
had like a beer and it's on, I don't know what it is. I'm a fucking wizard. I know all the words. But say for example, oh, can you sing Johnny Cash Hurt? I'm like, I hurt myself today. That's all I know. But tell me, Jessica, about your karaoke songs, your go-to songs, and even songs that you find very difficult to do, but you like the challenge.
Okay, so yeah, I guess with my go-to karaoke songs, there are a lot of like one-hit wonders or like 90s stuff that like I know people will love. Like I do a lot of like Torn, Natalie Imbruglia came out in the 90s, like Nothing's fine, I'm torn. I'm
Oh
all
God,
out of
yeah.
faith. Yeah,
Now
I
you've
do like
sung it. I
that
know,
one.
no, yeah.
Yeah. And then I'll do like I'm a bitch by Meredith Brooks. I'm a bitch. Like I do like those ones. When I really want a challenge, I'll go up and do You Shook Me All Night Long by AC/DC. That one I need a couple tequila shots before I get up there, but
I love it. It's not just me then who has to, just a drink or two, just to influence the karaoke spirit.
I feel like part of it is because I build it up too much in what I think the audience's head
Yeah.
is. Like they're expecting this great when I go to shows, I'm not expecting this great thing. I'm just excited to see them live. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And I feel like most people have that, but like I'm like, no, they're gonna know if I messed up somehow. And it's
That's
just like,
there. No, I
no.
think that's a fair fault though, that you might have
Yeah.
that, when you're on stage, but that you are continuing it. Um, oh, I'm trying to do Aerosmith, by the way. That would have missed a thing, and I'm fucking struggling with it still. It's so hard.
It is. Yeah.
Like Steve Tyler,
Aerosmith
how'd you
they
do it?
sing hard, so it's like, and they go high, so like
Yeah,
there's a lot of vocal dynamic there for
screech a little
sure.
bit with that one, but I'm not gonna turn the listeners' ears off for this podcast. Just a few more questions I'll ask you, Jessica, and then I'll let you enjoy the rest of your day. Um, Going back to what I did say at the very beginning, and I was saying about the streams and the subscribers that you have on Spotify. How does it feel knowing that you've got that you've had like over millions and millions of like listeners across the world listen to your
Hmm.
and your husband's content, and the fact that you've been heard on TV, HBO, MTV. How's that? Has it sunk in yet to you?
It's still crazy. Like I still brag about it all the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Like my one song was used in an HBO movie that also feels Jonathan Groff, who played Jesse St. James in Glee. Like these are like how I brag about it.
You
Because
got it.
like
You
for
got
me,
it.
it's so detached.
Yeah.
Like because it's just not so it's like I can't believe like that was me, that was my voice. I recorded that in the studio and now it's someone else heard it and thought, it should go here. Like it's crazy when you get syncs like that. Like I still can't believe it sometimes.
But you've reached an audience, and that's honestly,
Mhm. And international too. Like a lot of people in like France listen to me. Like they're usually some of my top 10 cities of the year on my Spotify. And I'm always like, that's pretty cool. I guess I gotta make a trip to France. Like I
yeah.
don't.
Shout out to the French. Fair
Yeah.
play. No, that's wicked. Where else would you like to tour and perform? I know you just mentioned, France, and obviously you've talked about your time in London, and you performed in the US, Vegas, wasn't it?
Mhm. Yes,
Canada.
Vegas.
Actually, tell me
Yeah.
about Vegas quickly, just before I ask about other countries you'd like to perform in.
Yeah, no, so Vegas was really fun. We played at this club on Fremont Street, that sells ice cream, but it's a nightclub, and at the roof, the DJ booth looks like an ice cream cone. Like it was
Nice.
such a fun. There's sprinkles everywhere. Part of our when you go in, you have your rider, so that's what they like leave in the green room and stuff for you. And they actually got us bottle service. So when we got out, they had like the sparkly vodka bottles for us. So we were like drinking away, and then we're like, oh, right, we
Oh
have to
shit, we've got to
perform.
perform.
Forgot we were not just partying in Vegas, but
Yeah.
like the crowd was also on the level. So
Love it.
it was just a sloppy, fun mess.
Yeah.
Like I feel like as a Vegas show should be.
I'm surprised you remember it. By the sounds
I
of it.
mean, me too, me too.
Oh, wicked. So yeah, in other countries as well that you've got your mind, like, well, your eye on, that you like to.
I would love to go to like the some places I want to like do touristy stuff. I'd love to go to Japan, that kind of stuff. I'd love to go to Australia,
Yeah.
like or perform in Australia would be cool.
Hello there. I've got a special announcement for my next guest.
This is Chevs, and I will be appearing on the What Do You Call It podcast.
You heard. One last podcast question. It's a fun one. Doesn't have to be about music, but it's up to you. Three dream dinner guests for your dream party. You're the host. They can be present, dead or alive. Um, I'll let you pick a band if you really want to, if you can't think of individuals. But three people or talents, it's up to you. But you're the host. It could be fiction, non-fiction also. But give me a reason as to why you want them there as well. Just a quick one. Number one,
Okay.
who you inviting?
Okay, this is actually going to be pretty easy for me because we actually did a podcast episode on my podcast of our dream dinner guests. So, I'm leaving my children and my husband at home. I have dinner with them every night. Like I'm not going to invite them to my
Yeah,
special dinner. Daniel Radcliffe would be my first one.
nice.
I love him, and I love just like the weird shit he's doing nowadays, like the Weird Al
Oh, that Weird Al
movie, and
film is fucking
yeah.
brilliant. Loved
Have you
it.
seen Swiss Army Man?
No, not saying that.
Oh my gosh, see that one. He plays a dead body that can do things like the
Really?
Swiss Army Man. Yeah, and he's just
No.
dead the whole time.
I'm gonna put that in my notes.
Yeah, he's every project I just have questions. Like I just really have questions for him. My number two dinner guest. Now, this person is anonymous technically. I'm sure you could probably find it on the internet, but I like the anonymity, but I'd like to meet him. He's called Local Thunk.
Local
Um
thunk.
Yes, Local Thunk. He's the creator. He's a Canadian creator of an indie video game called Balatro. And Balatro won Game of the Year in like the Canadian awards and then won a bunch of international game awards. So,
Nice.
one guy created an indie game from Canada. I want to meet him. See if he
That's a
needs any
local
voice
thunk.
actors for future projects. Yeah, Local Thunk. Third one. I have a couple. Um, I guess another voice acting one would be Ashley Birch. She does a lot of voice acting for cartoons and video games, including one of my favorite video game franchises, Life is Strange. And she does a character called Chloe Price who has blue hair like me.
Nice.
So yeah, so I would love to pick her brain and just sit at dinner making voices at each other the whole time.
Can you do one of the voices that she does, like an impersonation of it?
Um, oh, I'd have to like listen, because like her Chloe Price is like, uh, booyah, like a scary punk ghost, like something like that. It's very like I can do a Jennifer Coolidge.
Go on, let's hear it.
Okay, now I'm on the spot, so now I'm gonna mess it up. But okay, let me see. Oh my God, feels like the 4th of July. Makes me want a hot dog real bad.
How did, how did you even like incorporate a Jennifer Coolidge impression into yourself
I was just
after this one?
watching her once and I heard her say, "Oh my God," and I just wanted to see if I could do it. So I'm like, "Oh my, oh, oh, "Oh my God." And I was like, "Oh, I found it. I found the spot in my voice. I found the throat area." Like, I don't
Can
know
you
how to
say
describe voice acting.
quote from
Like,
American Pie when she's
yeah.
talking to Finch? Can you say that in the voice? It's like
Oh,
Finchy.
oh, I probably can't right now. I'm trying to think of like there's some Jennifer Coolidge quotes I cannot quite get yet.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like trying to work on all her vowels so I can eventually say like whatever I want as her. You know what I mean? Right now I just got the oh my God, and the hot dog, real bad.
This is the first for the podcast, I'll tell you that. Jennifer Coolidge impressions. It's a great way to end this podcast. Um,
You're welcome.
awesome. Thank you very much, Jessica. Is there anything you want to promote? Any shows that you want to let I'm trying again. You want to let the audience know about? I'm still finding out about the Jennifer Coolidge thing. That you'd like to plug? The opportunity is yours because we're now at the end of the interview.
Okay, so yeah, check out my music, Jessica Hart, Hart, wherever you get your music. I will be having a EP coming out near the end of the year, as well as if you are near Southern Ontario, Canada, we do have a show coming up on July 5th at Club Absinthe in Hamilton, Ontario. It'll be Teddy Beats, me, and my husband Tepno. And as well as I have another podcast called Opinionated Lushes, new episodes every Friday, where I talk more about my life and stuff. So feel free to listen to that. And thank
Awesome.
you.
No problem at all. I'll send listeners your way. They can find you, and I'll put the description, your social media handles in the description below in case they missed it. If they can like this video, subscribe to this channel. But for now, everyone, take care and enjoy your weekend, which is going to be Easter weekend. Whoop whoop. I think, yeah, it's going to be Easter week. Yes, it is. Double checking because I just remembered it was Tuesday. But take care, everyone. Peace. Awesome. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time for What Do You Call It? Podcast!